Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Anklet beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup, Lockdown, where we are covering Season 2, Episode 11. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group at Love After Lockup, Lockdown, or on Instagram at LALU Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Lisa.
And this week we are covering Season 2, Episode 11, She Has to Go. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic.
So, in the Facebook group, I decided that I wanted to know whether, if your dog was to go to prison, what would they go to prison for? What would be their crime?
Mm-hmm.
But that made me think of a discussion that I had with Dave when we were at the Chinese food buffet. And we were saying if we could just let our dogs free in a Chinese food buffet or any buffet, what would be the first foods that your dog would go to and just scarf down?
It would be
So
meat.
for Coda, would be like what particular like meat item do you think he'd gravitate towards? Say go with Chinese food.
Anything chicken.
Anything chicken.
Yeah.
So Bandit would steer away from literally anything sweet. So I feel like he'd go towards the chicken as well. But Jack's like a carb and sweet dog, so I'm thinking like crab rangoon. He also likes seafood.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the little sugary donuts. He'd be like sugar.
Those are so good.
Yeah.
See, now you're going to have me wanting Chinese food for lunch. Look at what you've done.
We have a really really cheap and decent Chinese food buffet here. And I don't think you can find a buffet that's like under $11 on a weekday, literally anywhere. But this place still has it. And on the weekend, it's like $11.95 or something like that.
Wow.
It's small. Yeah, it's small, but it has all the staples. So yeah, it doesn't have 9 million things to choose from, but it has like the things that most everyone looks for when they go in a Chinese buffet. So like whatever people would gravitate towards, that's what they have. So
Yeah.
it's perfect and it's worth it. And you don't get sick. It's one of the ones that doesn't make you have a stomach ache after.
And that's a big deal. That's one of the things about buffets, you know.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how you have to choose like you're like, "Oh, that's the good buffet. That's the one that doesn't make me sick."
The
Everyone said that. Everyone.
one that we ate at when you were in town here, I don't know. Like I'm still unsure about it. I don't know if I would go back to it or not.
It felt like this stuff was sitting for a while, but I will tell you, I don't know if we've ever discussed this. I have an iron freaking stomach. I don't, people will eat stuff, say like we went to a buffet and like everyone was sick. I will be the one that didn't get sick. I don't know why I have such a strong stomach.
When I used to drink, I would like get lunch and not finish it, and so I would have like half of it, and I'd put it in the back seat of my car, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, oh, I could eat this thing that has not been refrigerated at all. It's been sitting in my car, and I'd always think you're better than that, and then I would eat it anyway. And I'm like, apparently, I'm not.
You know what? And I can do that and not get sick. I can eat leftovers from like a restaurant that's like 7 days old and I still wouldn't get sick. I don't know
Mm-mm.
why. It could be, I think I've been like this my whole life. Maybe not. But it could be that my stomach is lined with tequila, so I don't know if it's alcohol's an antiseptic. But
Oh,
man, I can like eat shit that no one could, and I do not get sick. Very
ugh.
strong stomach.
This week we start off with Scott and Lizzie, and Lizzie and Jasmine are going wedding dress shopping.
She has an eye for dresses. I wasn't so sure about that first one because I don't really care for that because it didn't look like a wedding dress to me.
Yeah.
I like traditional, but that next dress, I don't we don't know how much that was, but that was going to be expensive. It
Mm-hmm.
was gorgeous. Sure, everyone wants that dress, that most gorgeous dress in the shop, and that's literally what she chose.
She says she really wants Jasmine to accept Scott, which is interesting because
Yeah.
I feel like her approach to Scott has changed since he proposed to her a little bit. Because now she loves him. Now she wants Jasmine to be accepting. Now it's
Mhm.
a little more serious, it seems like.
Yeah. This crap that she's technically a virgin again has got to freaking stop, man. I don't care. It just stop being gross.
Yeah.
Stop being gross.
She tells Jasmine she can wear white because she's a born again virgin. Poor
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Please stop saying the word virgin. Let's just stop. Let's just take that out of the category, out of people's mouths. Let's just remove it from the dictionary.
Get rid of it.
It's such a gross word.
Out of the English language. Begone!
Yeah.
Begone,
Yeah.
virgin, begone.
There's certain words that I don't care to say, and that's just one of them. I also don't like to say the word dick unless I'm calling someone a dick.
Oh, I say it like when I drop things. I'll say dicks or wieners or just random stuff.
Yeah, that's okay, but when you're referring to an actual dick, I don't like the word. But people can be dicks, but I don't like the 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 thing to be a dick.
Called a wiener.
Yeah, I just don't like that word. She wants butterflies and a horse-drawn carriage, and I'm like, of course you do. A horse-drawn white carriage, and she's going to tap on that fence to get that horse to come out and attach itself to her carriage.
Oh my goodness gracious. Lizzie says Scott has no say in any of the wedding plans.
Yeah, so that's absolutely not shocking because as we were saying, he Scott is so far in debt, and what's another, tacking on a whole huge ass princess wedding on top of it, and eventually shit's going to run out, money's going to run out. Banks are going to start saying no to loans because they're going to see your debt to income ratio. He's going to lose his house. I mean, bankruptcy, all that. So he's pretty much to his limit and he knows he's fucked.
I mean, eventually, you're right. Eventually, they'll stop giving him money. There's only so far you can push.
Yeah.
Jasmine tells Lizzie that she needs to not be worrying about getting married. She needs to be concentrating on getting a job.
Yeah. But this is not her way. Her way is to find a man to support her lifestyle so that she doesn't have to work, so that she can just live a princess life and just be taken care of by a man. And, some women do that, but and to be fair, she's not aware that Scott doesn't have the means to give her this life, and he's lied to her. So, in that way, Scott is doing Lizzie a big disservice. I mean, she wants to live this life, and he's telling her he can provide it to her, and he's lying.
Right. And I have a problem with that as well. I don't like
Okay.
the way that she treats him, but he set himself up to be treated this way by lying.
Yeah. And he fully says he knows that this is why she's with him for money. He knows this. I don't think he ever says that she loves him for him or anything sweet or mushy like that. He's basically been saying the whole time it's his money.
Right. She
She doesn't have
says,
a budget for a dress. Is that where you're going?
yeah, yeah.
So unlimited.
And did she make that up or did he tell her that? Because she's like, why would I? Because everybody has a budget. Every normal person has a budget of some kind.
He's not given her a budget. I know that he hasn't. I don't think that he's ever spoken that he's given her a budget or a limit on anything. The first limit I heard him talking about was when she was in the gas station buying candy and lottery tickets because he wasn't sure if his card was going to go through.
It's just gross. She says she can see herself marrying Scott, and like for the first time, she's kind of defending him to Jasmine. It's the most positively she's spoken about Scott from the beginning.
But she says, like, this is probably my life. I was like, okay. And everything I have is because of Scott. But you really don't have anything right now. You don't have anything. He isn't really giving you anything yet. Just drugs.
She says she's never had a real job and doesn't want to go back to stripping. And I just kind of wondered, this sounds mean, and there's not really any other way to say it, but is there really a market for middle-aged strippers?
There might be nowadays because people aren't scared of having fetishes and the whole what's the word when men like older women? Oh, MILF. MILF. Yeah, the MILF market is probably pretty strong right now, but I don't
Milk
know.
market.
She doesn't look her age though. If you put a bunch of makeup on her, she doesn't look her age. She really doesn't. And she says, "Who's going to hire a felon?" But like we talked about this with Joe from Hallmark of Greatness when we had him on. Yes, you can get a job as a felon, and sometimes it's easier to get a job as a felon because there's legitimately jobs on Indeed that say that felons and veterans, not to put them in the same category, get first priority for jobs because, and it's not because they're being nice guys, it's because they get money from the government for hiring you.
I've never seen anything like that, but I haven't been involved
I
in
will sh-
trying to
I will show
employ.
you one. Yeah, I'll
I
show you.
I know, yeah. The only
Hmm.
felon I know is employed. Well, Jasmine says it's hard out there, and Scott is a trick, which both of those things are true.
What I'm going to do is I need to know the actual true definition of that word. And I'm going to find it, or I'm going to ask Chat GPT, and I'm going to post it in the Facebook group Love After Lockup Lockdown. Because I just need to know the actual definition of a trick. Do you know?
My guess would be somebody who's used for money.
But is that it? Is that it? Because they're defining whether Scott's a trick. They keep going back and forth on whether or not Scott's a trick. He's a trick. He's not a trick. He's a trick. He's not a
Is
trick.
she? I think it's somebody she isn't emotionally invested in, that she is conning into believing she is
Okay,
for money.
I see.
Okay, sorry. Next up, Megan, Michael, and Sarah is with her mom and Aviana.
Yeah, and Aviana wants more cheese at Grandma's house.
More cheese. Me too. I always want more cheese.
Yeah, me too.
It's been 2 weeks since the argument, and Sarah thinks that things are going pretty well.
Yeah, only she hasn't told Michael she's pregnant yet, so we don't know what's going to happen after that.
I feel like she should do that. Now, Megan's still salty that their visit was cut short.
Hmm. And Mike, we're still on this kick where Michael had to leave Niagara Falls because of his parole officer, and we still don't know if that's true.
Yeah, we have no idea, and I would guess they don't address it any further because they don't say anything about it in this episode, or nobody brings it up.
Yeah, she's they've only been texting. She's just gonna go there. She's decided she's gonna go there and she's gonna meet him, and she doesn't care whether he says yes or no. She's going.
And she's ready to meet Aviana, like that's her choice.
Yeah, she's just gonna meet his child, who's the child of a woman she has no relationship with, and she's just gonna decide she's gonna see that woman's child.
I think that was a very bold thing to say. I'm going to come and visit. That's fine, no problem with that. I wouldn't trust him either. You know what I mean? I would hop on out there and see what happens, test the
Yeah.
waters. But I wouldn't assume that I'm going to meet his daughter. Like, you can't just tell somebody, well, I'm ready to meet your kids, so now I need to meet them. No, you meet them when the parent is comfortable.
Yeah, and mom has the say because she's the primary parent, and you can't just decide to put your child in in front of a woman that you don't know without your permission. And Michael could just, if Michael were to take Aviana and just go introduce her to a woman that she doesn't know, she'd be furious, and I would agree with her. And I know for a fact that in a court of law, say they were going through a divorce and Michael were to just take Sarah's daughter and go introduce her to, I say, on his visitation to a woman that she had no idea her daughter was meeting, a court would look down upon that. And I know that for a fact.
Megan FaceTimes Michael and says she's tired of the long distance.
Yeah. But we know Megan doesn't know what the fuck is going on here. So I guess all these statements would make sense. She's getting pissed off and she's just like, I'm just going to go do this. And we said she should have gone the first time. And if she had gone the first time and just showed up, maybe we wouldn't even have gotten this far.
Right, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Megan says that he saw the PO and they added additional restrictions to his parole, including curfew.
But is that true?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just stuff that
Is that true?
he just makes stuff up. So why not make that up? You can't believe anything he says.
Yeah.
So Megan tells Michael that she's coming to New York in a few days, and he says that won't work because his mom and sister will be visiting. And I immediately thought, you're such a liar. They're not coming to visit you. But they were.
In Megan's mind, because let's not forget that Megan like literally talks to his mother. She's had a conversation with her, at least one. And mom said hi to Megan. So mom knows Megan exists. So it would seem weird because like Megan's like, well, I'll just come see them too. Like, why would that be weird for me to not be able to see your mom and your sister,
Yeah.
you know? So it's not making any sense to her. Well, why would I not just come meet your sister, your mom, and your daughter?
Yeah, he says it'll make Aviana uncomfortable.
I mean, I would agree with that one.
Right. Particularly because she doesn't know that he has a girlfriend. This is just, she knows mommy and
Mm-hmm.
daddy. So Megan says she's coming regardless, and he says that he'll pick her up from the airport.
Yeah. How nice of him. He's not going to send her a, I almost said an armed car. He's not going to send her a Brinks truck to pick her up. No, he's not. He's not going to send her a chauffeur this time. He's just going to go pick her up.
Right. Well, it's not a surprise this time.
Yeah.
Next up, Clint and Tracie. He's been home for 2 weeks, and he says she got out and didn't call him.
Yeah, I'm confused here because then he does get a call from her and it's from a correctional facility. So is this the second time she was in? Was she in and she never got out? I was confused. Were you confused?
So she was in and then got out, and then it was in again, is what I
Is that
gathered.
what? Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if that's actually what happened. I don't know if he thought she got out, but she didn't, and that, but she's. I don't know. It was weird. I didn't feel like it was clear. I I think maybe he thought she got out, but she just was still there.
No, the attorney called and they said she'd been released.
Oh, okay, okay.
So she had gotten out, but she was
Well,
picked up again.
why would they release her though? She violated parole. Why would they release her?
Who
And
knows?
yeah.
So yeah, right after he's talking about her not calling, he gets a collect call from her, and she is unsurprisingly in jail.
Yeah, he asked if she's okay, and she said she's had a parole violation. Like I just said, the first time was a parole violation. I don't know.
She got pulled over for speeding and said like you said, she had a parole violation because she didn't report in after she was released.
Yeah, I would think going to jail the first time was a parole violation. I don't know. But this time she doesn't have a bond, so he can't even get her out. And she's like, I might have to go to a halfway house. I'm confused. I guess it's state to state, because in some states, when you get out on parole, you have to go to a halfway house, but some of them don't have to. And it's clearly not if they're married. That doesn't seem to have anything to do with it, whether or not you have to go to a halfway house. I just think it's just state to state differences.
Probably, yeah, it's probably what crime you had, and then also what state you're in. Because I think things do vary a lot from state to state. I'm sure there's obviously similarities, basic laws, but
Mhm. Well, halfway houses a lot of times is for people who are also having to be in drug treatment. So she could have been out released with the notion that she'd be going through drug treatment, and a lot of times that's why you're in a halfway house. So could have that could be part of her agreement for her parole.
yeah. She says she's mad, and throughout everything she says, she's taking like no responsibility for anything that happened.
Hmm. And she says, I never left you. I just left for a while. A
And
while.
what does that even mean?
She just went out to get motherfucking crack, mom. And she said she's just a party girl and a fuck up, and why would you want me?
And yet he still asks her what's going on with him and if she still wants to be with him.
Yeah. He says, I've got to get my goddess out of jail. My my shoeless goddess.
She says that she has an addiction and she's working on it.
No, she's not.
I mean, she may be in what she just doesn't seem like she's ready. She just went back so fast.
Mhm.
He asks her what happened to the rental car, and she said that she left it at a store because the GPS was tracking her.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
I don't know. I'm wondering if we're going to find that out in the next episode, but that store would have had it impounded. So what he should be doing next is he should be checking the area that she left the car in and calling whatever impound lots there are. Maybe even calling the police department and being, hey, is this car there?
Yeah. You would think they would contact the owner, which would be the rental car company, and they would go retrieve it and then just bill him for the fees of having it impounded. But it's so hard to say, honestly. It's so hard to say.
I just wish they'd tell us, because we're all like for like 3 episodes now, we're wondering about this damn car.
Right.
We're very concerned.
She apologizes to him and he forgives her, which I can't imagine anything else happening.
Of course, he forgave her. Always. Always and forever.
Always and forever.
Till she shaves half her head.
Next up, Caitlin and Matt. Matt and Sam go to a jewelry store to get Caitlin a ring. And this scene was so funny all throughout. Sam was hilarious.
Yeah. It, Sam's not Team Caitlyn, and I don't know why. And part of me, I don't know why my mind goes in this direction. Part of me thinks that Sam is attracted to Matt. Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that.
I don't know, because he barely knows Matt, and he's like all like this. Caitlyn's done nothing fucking wrong, and Sam's like, I'm suspicious of this girl, and when you should be suspicious of Matt.
I think he just knows that Matt is not going to be an okay husband and like it's just a bad idea in general. I don't know that he dislikes Caitlyn as much as he's just being realistic about Matt. And we don't know that Sam and Matt are not close friends. We just speculate that they are not as close as the show is making them out to be. So we don't actually know that.
Well, no, I mean, in that one episode, the friends were saying that they were suspicious of Caitlyn. It was many episodes ago when he first got out. So Sam did say he doesn't know this girl, and he's leery of her.
But wouldn't you be too? Like, so your buddy gets out of prison and immediately has this girl. You'd be like, why the hell does this girl want you? You know what I mean? Not to be a bitch, but what?
Yeah,
You've
But
been
to be
a
fair, Matt doesn't have anything to take. So what could she possibly want with him?
they could be afraid that she'll break his heart, but the way that they make it sound, I mean, if he's in a relationship with her, that could be because it would be his first relationship. Maybe they're worried that she'll break his heart and he'll relapse.
Mm.
Speculation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Playing the devil's advocate here.
Yeah. So basically, Matt, again, this is like another kind of um Jana and what the hell was his name? What was Jana's man's name? Garrett. So this is another Jana and Garrett situation where basically Matt's just getting this ring for Caitlyn, where he literally says he just feels sorry or sad for Caitlyn and that he loves her and he's not trying to put her in a bad spot, but he's basically buying her a ring kind of to shut her up or because he feels like that's what she wants and so he has to. That's where I'm at.
Sam says proposing after a fight doesn't make any sense at all. He is right. Why? That's not how you
Yeah.
fix a fight.
Yeah. Buying a ring after a fight isn't a good idea.
That's like having a baby to save a relationship.
So he says she's visited him in jail more than people he's known his whole life. Again, still not a reason to jump into something like this.
Like, but couldn't you wait? Couldn't you just wait 6 months? You know what I mean? I don't know. The cracks are showing early, and that's concerning. Like, it's not. There's no time that has really elapsed for you guys to have these many cracks in the foundation of your relationship. It's just a lot of red flags.
Not surprisingly, Matt says he doesn't give a fuck about what Sam says because, I mean, again, that would be authority. And Matt doesn't like authority or for anyone to tell him what to do and what not to do.
Right. He said, yeah. Matt shows the woman at the store a picture of him and Caitlin and tells them about prison and their relationship. And I'm like, that is way too much information to share with a stranger.
She doesn't care. She says, oh, she's adorable, but she doesn't care. She's been shown the woman a million times. She doesn't care. She just wants to sell the damn ring.
Right.
Stop telling your whole life story.
And Matt says, yeah, like you said, Matt's like, I don't care what Sam says. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. But I don't have the money right now. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm not
He's not
getting
in a
it.
financial position.
Next up, Brittany and Marcelino. Brittany planned a cookout and a 40th birthday party for Marcelino.
Yeah, and boy, does this turn into a shit show.
This was disappointing.
I thought more was gonna come. I was kind of hoping for more excitement at the same time as going, this is a shit show. Because not a whole lot happened. This, I forget whose house she said this is at, but this was not their house. We still haven't seen Marcelino's house.
This is Sasha's parents' house. It's a very
Okay,
nice
Sasha's
house.
yeah, it's a very big, nice house. And I don't know who Sasha is. Who's Sasha?
It's her friend, the one they had brunch with that morning when Marcelino
Oh,
kept
okay.
talking about her being late.
Got you. Okay, that makes more sense as to why what happened. So, Brittany said that they have quite the crew of characters there. It's all Marcelino's crew's coming in, all his family friends.
And then Amanda shows up. She
Mm-hmm.
says, Brittany says she really wants Amanda and Marcelino to get along. And I'm sure you do. Like, you've been just.
Yeah. So Marcelino says shit that we expect him to. Amanda never had a chance, and Amanda said that basically Amanda says, I let Marcelino have her. Yeah.
I wrote that he's acting like a child, but I didn't get specific. But he does that. Like, he gets angry and starts acting like a child. And Brittany's like, oh, I'll talk to him. Will you, though?
Yeah. Amanda then is just like, well, as long as Brittany is happy, then I'm happy. And I don't know that that's
I
true,
don't think
but
that's true.
we'll just go with it.
Marcelino says it's not like a woman could ever compete with a man in a true relationship. Come the fuck on. What? What?
I'll give him a mulligan on this because this is exactly what the type of man Marcelino would say and his views would be. absolutely, he's clearly got an inferiority complex, clearly, and just in life in general.
He's acting like a misogynist. Like,
Yeah. So for Marcelino, this wasn't a shocking statement, and I believe that he believes this. He's convinced himself of this.
he's so insulting to Amanda's date, and I did not feel like her date said anything that was inappropriate. I felt like he was
That
the
would
only one who was the problem.
that would piss anyone off. I mean, I agree that she did. I mean, he tried to piss her off, and he did. That was a loaded statement, and it worked.
He was being gross.
After this, Brittany gets pissed, and she's basically like, all right, don't fuck with my man. And she's like, Amanda's little bitch ass friend came inside and started talking about my man, and now Brittany wants to fight her.
I mean, yes, that's true.
And see, here's the thing. Here's where Marcelino is right. Amanda doesn't need to get into these sorts of situations. I'm not Amanda. Did I say Amanda? Brittany doesn't need to get into these sort of situations. And being around women who don't care to start fights, random fights at someone else's party, you probably shouldn't be around those people if you're a felon. And if you fought, you're definitely going back to jail. So here's where Marcelino's right. She shouldn't be around this crowd.
Right. I mean, he said things, provocative things to her. He was saying real relationships don't happen behind bars. He got to the point where Sasha told him to chill. You know, Sasha's like, "Hey, Marcelino, like you're over the line here now." But
Mm-hmm.
the reason that Brittany's so angry is because the date went in. Amanda's date came inside and was like, "Your boyfriend's a jerk," and
Yeah,
saying a bunch.
so that's not good. That wasn't good.
But it was true.
Yeah, but she doesn't even know you though. She doesn't know you. That's the thing. She does not know you on that level. She has no idea who you are. You're just someone's friend. So of course she's going to take everything that you're saying with like a grain of salt and be angry when you're, when you're saying shit like that. She doesn't know you. She would have taken that better if it came from Amanda rather than a girl she's never met.
I can see both sides.
Now, Sasha, I feel, is probably someone who Brittany can keep in her life successfully.
Yeah, I agree. If Sasha's not drama,
Mm-mm.
Brittany grabs Sasha and takes her outside to tell her that why she's so upset, to calm down.
Yeah.
She says she wants to fight Amanda's date, but but she has a secret and she can only tell Sasha.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
That comes in another scene.
You have to wait. Meghan, Michael, Sarah, and his mom and sister actually came to visit, so I was wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, Megan's coming out to see him today.
Right?
So shit's getting real. Her dad, of course, he's like, you chose this life. I'm like, go on, Dad. This dad cracks me the fuck up.
But she did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like he loves his daughter. He's supportive of his daughter, but he's just like, all right, girl, go ahead and make these mistakes. All the while me telling you to don't do this.
You're being a dumbass. Yeah.
You go on. He'll be so fast to tell her I told you so. So fast.
Yeah. What'd he say? He told her she chose this life.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is determined to meet Aviana, and again, I think this is super pushy. We've talked about it.
Yeah, she's gonna meet her no matter what. Without it's not, not your child, but you're just gonna push yourself in because that's your right. Right?
Even Michael said that he doesn't want them to meet because it would make Aviana uncomfortable. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she knows that something is going on. So I think at this point she's trying to see how far she can push it before she finds out what the secret is.
She's got complete disregard for the mother of Aviana.
100%.
Over and yeah. That's the different. That's different. That is a mother and her child. So just stop. They're on the water with his family and Sarah and their daughter.
Sarah says that they've been working on their communication.
Although she's waiting for the right time to tell him she's pregnant, but they're working on their communication.
You can say whatever you want, apparently.
I mean, that's kind of an important thing, don't you think? That's an important piece of the communication thing.
I just don't get why she's not telling him. But his mom does tell him that he needs to slow his roll with other females. She's not happy with him.
No, and here's where I'm like, okay, now. I mean, I was kind of a little bit pissed that mom knew about clearly knows about Megan and didn't say anything to Michael. And here's where mom is kind of flipping a switch because she's just like, he has to slow down his role with other females and that she doesn't think he's actually in love with Megan. He's just this is his kind of addiction where he's like he just needs to constantly have all these women in his life and he's using them. He doesn't believe that he's in love with Megan because we know that Megan is just a number. And if he were to leave Sarah for Megan, then Megan would just be next in line for this type of abuse.
Yeah, his mom wants Megan to go. She is not approving of this relationship at all. And
No.
he tells his mom he loves Sarah and he's not trying to hurt her. But all he does, everything he does, is going to hurt her. Everything that comes out of his mouth on the camera is going to hurt her. Him having a relationship with Megan, like everything he does is to hurt her. What do you mean?
Yeah, and here's where he's contradicting himself yet again because one minute he loves Sarah and the next minute he doesn't love Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
So which is it? Mom says he's going to lose a wife and a child. Megan's just got to go. And again, he's at least going to lose a wife. We don't know, and as of yet, have still not heard Sarah threaten for him to lose his child.
Right. We've never heard that. Yeah, his mom tells him to make it work. Make it work with Sarah. And he says he's
Yeah.
infatuated with women, but he's not a player.
No, okay, but there's the thing. That's the first, like, valid statement that has come out of this man's life. He's infatuated with women. He's addicted to women and he's not going to stop. This is whether he's got to get help or he's just got to be a single man. Maybe you just need to be single. Maybe being in relationships is not for you. So stop being in relationships and stop having stop having children.
Right.
Stop having children if you just want to be with women all the time, different women.
Yeah, he said he needs to focus on his marriage, but you can say one thing, if your actions don't follow through with it, it doesn't mean anything.
But he doesn't want he does.
Well, because his mom told him.
Michael? Which is it?
His mom told him to fix things with Sarah, and so now he's suddenly changed his mind about everything.
But if he doesn't want to, and he doesn't actually want this, he's just going to keep torturing this woman. He's just going to keep torturing Sarah. So if you actually do have any love for Sarah in your tiny little body, excuse for a man body, leave this woman and let her build a life for herself and your child with possibly another man who would treat her correctly. Do her a favor if you've ever loved her. Walk the fuck away and let her find someone who actually values her.
Which is what he says he's going to do. He says he loves Megan, but plans on telling her it's over. Now, whether that actually happens, we'll have to wait and see, but I suspect that that's bullshit.
No, I'm talking about Sarah. I don't give a shit about Megan.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, yeah.
I'm talking about Sarah. Like let this woman free. Let her free. Megan had every tool to figure out that Michael was married. It would be much more difficult for Sarah to figure out whether Michael has a girlfriend or not on the side. it would be very easy for Megan to figure out that Michael's married.
Well, there's so many things just in the episodes we've watched so far that would indicate that he's not telling her the truth. So if she chose not to do any kind of background check on him,
He's being super suspicious. And for this girl to not go and not have the wherewithal to be like, something's not right here, how sorry can you feel for her?
I felt really bad for his mom because she said that she wants him to be the man that she knows he was born to be.
Yeah. He says this dumb statement. He's like, I wasn't planning on getting married until I was 32, and now I'm 27.
32 is a weird
Okay.
number. Like 32 and a half years old. Yeah, I don't know.
31 and 3. I wasn't going to get married till I was 31 and 3/4 years old. Right before my 32nd birthday.
Such a weird number. Next up, Caitlin and Matt. She's on the phone with a funeral home about her mother's death.
Oh, this is so sad. I do feel that their last meeting, though, they did hug and say they loved each other, and they did have some sort of a. She said, "Well, the last meeting with mom wasn't great, but they did end on a good note. Maybe she just didn't keep up with the contact with her, which would make her have some regrets."
Yeah. She said her aunt called her to let her know that her mom passed away unexpectedly in her sleep.
Mm-hmm. In the last 3 years, she's lost mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa.
That's a lot. And she is obviously and understandably upset.
Yeah, so basically, mom just had a headache and then went to sleep and never woke up,
Right.
which is terrifying.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that could literally happen to anyone.
She says she chose Matt over her mom, and I guess she doesn't say that she feels guilty, but if she didn't feel guilty, she wouldn't be bringing it up.
Yeah, but then she also did say that drugs and her mom's lifestyle came first over her.
True. Matt brings her a dog to try to comfort her, and he holds her while she cries.
Yeah, the dog's name is Sparkles. What would Sparkles choose at a Chinese food buffet? No, I'm just kidding. We shouldn't be making light of a woman dying in her sleep. Matt said that it sucks that her mom didn't get to know him better.
Yeah, maybe. She says now that her mom has passed, Matt and his family are all she has left.
Yeah.
Next up, we check in very quickly with Clint and Tracie, and they agreed to get each other's names tattooed, and she got his name tattooed on her finger with a staple.
Yeah, her bunkie did it with the staple and pen ink, and there was another ingredient, but I couldn't find my remote, so I couldn't go back to see what the other ingredient was.
So now she has Clint tattooed on her finger.
Yeah, it looks great. It was her way of proving her love to him. Oh, how sweet. How sweet.
I think she cares about him. I don't know. I know nobody agrees with me, but
I feel she does. I feel she a little. I think I want to say it's puppy dog though, right?
she
Puppy
loves
dog
him
love?
as much as she is capable of loving him, I think.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Back to Scott and Lizzie. He calls Lizzie and tells her to come down to the parking lot. Ugh.
Yeah.
He bought her a car.
I was trying desperately to figure out what kind of fucking car that is. Whatever that was, it looked expensive. And I really need to figure out what kind of car that was.
It did look expensive. I don't know what kind of car it was. It was a nice car, though.
Hmm.
He also got new teeth.
Yeah, but okay. I gotta say something about that. Those are snap-in teeth. I could tell.
Yeah.
He said that a dentist was able to do it quickly and cheaply. The teeth aren't permanent, and he says that they hurt. I know exactly what those are. Those are teeth that snap over your actual teeth.
Yeah.
I know people who have them. They're not permanent. You cannot wear them all day long. You really shouldn't eat with them on. They do hurt because they press into your gums. And it's hard to talk with them in.
He looked really good.
Yeah, they look good, but they were super white. Like he looked like the horse from the farm that he took Lizzie to. So she can only drive that car in a parking lot, by the way, because her license was revoked because she had 8 DUIs and she's working on getting her driver's license back. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, at this point it would be really fucking hard for you to get that license back. Really hard.
I, but I bet they'll give it to her. I bet she'll have to do a bunch of stuff and pay a bunch of money, and she'll probably get it back.
Yeah, a lot of money, and that's the number one reason why people don't even bother. It's because it is thousands of dollars, and you also have to write to the judge and ask for the judge to even consider giving you your license back before you can even go to the DMV. It's a process. There's a reason why people just are like, oh, fuck it. It's too hard to get my license back, so I'm just going to drive unlicensed.
When she sees him with his fancy new teeth, she says he finally looks like her man. So now that
Oh,
she's changed
God.
his hair and his beard and his teeth, now he looks like her man.
Yep, now he's presentable. She asked him how much he paid for the car. He's not going to tell her.
Why does she know to? Yeah, why would you need to know that? That's rude.
She doesn't want to know it just because she's like, oh my God, you shouldn't have spent all that money. She wants to know so she can either brag about it or say, well, why didn't you buy something more expensive? Let's get real, Lizzie. Scott said he really, or I'm sorry, she says Scott could really give her a stable life. Little do you know. Because if you marry him, you're marrying all of his debt.
Well, it's kind of all of her debt too. That would.
Yeah. Yep.
We are back to Megan, Michael, and Sarah. He said he went to see his PO, so that's where he told them he went when he went to go pick up Megan.
He's such a piece of shit. So mom is talking to Sarah. It's Michael's mom is talking to Sarah. And she commends her for working, being a single mom, going to school. And in the meantime, after that, she also says she's not going to tell Sarah anything unless Sarah comes to her and asks.
And we discussed this. Like, if it was my kid, I would tell them, you have 1 hour. You make a decision. Are you telling them or am I?
Yeah. So in one way, I want to be on. I want to commend mom, but in the next breath, I don't. It's just like you're being just as bad as Michael here by not telling this poor girl what's going on, knowing that you fully know.
They cut to him picking Megan up at the airport, and he says he's torn on what to tell Megan.
So Michael says he has to let her go so that he can concentrate on a relationship with his daughter and his mom. We'll see. I don't know. I didn't watch the next episode. We'll see if this is actually what he's going to do, if he's going to do the right thing or not.
These are short scenes this week on this episode. Next, we're back to Brittany and Marcelino, and she's telling Sasha that she is pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, basically she can't fight the girl because she's pregnant. So I wanna believe that she wouldn't have fought the girl even if she wasn't pregnant.
I don't know, like, she was pretty pissed.
Yeah, but she could have jeopardized everything. I would have hoped that her good senses would have come in because she would have gone back to jail. She would have lost her son again.
Again, it might not have been as easy for her the second time around to try to get him back.
Yeah.
Sasha says she's going to go and make Amanda and her date leave.
Good idea.
It was a good idea.
I'm Team Sasha. Yeah. Um, Marcelino's number one goal is to keep her out of prison. Okay, I don't believe that's his number one goal, but I believe that it is a big goal of his, and he's correct.
And he's helping her because she's getting really worked up telling him about what happened. But it seems like even though he can be aggressive and possessive and all of these things, it seems like he is growing into her safe place.
Yeah. And her friend just wants to make sure that she's having a baby for the right reasons. Okay, I don't see their okay. I hate to say this, and I don't know if you're going to agree with me, but for with these two, I don't see having a baby being as bad of a decision for as it is for some of these other couples. I believe it's going to be okay.
I hope so. I mean, she was very
Mhm.
volatile right there,
Mhm.
but we hope that she grows and that calms down. I mean, really, Amanda's not good for her to have in her life, and if she removed Amanda from the equation, then it seems like maybe she could start to really invest in her relationship with Marcelino.
Yeah, Amanda needs to go. She's useless. She's just trouble.
And then she brings him a giant cake, and he blows out all of the candles.
I was waiting for something bad to happen with that cake. It looks super unstable.
Like it's
Why
just
are
going to
you
slide off.
carrying it? Yeah, like put it on a tray or something. They just had it on the cardboard thingy. It was like that shit's gonna go on the ground.
I'm glad it didn't.
No.
And we round this episode up with Megan, Michael, and Sarah. Megan arrives and she says she bought a one-way ticket and she'll be staying a while.
Oh boy. Yeah. So she arrives at the Rochester airport. She's hoping to meet his friends and family. And Michael says following his heart is easier said than done. Oh, Michael, you're such a POS. I can't.
I mean, he doesn't care about Megan either, or he wouldn't be sleeping with Sarah. Whether he's married to Sarah or not, if he truly was in love with Megan, none of this would be happening.
I feel like each episode we need to have an MVP and then also a POS. Who's the biggest POS? It's either going to be Michael or Lizzie each episode. But side note, um, it dawned on me, what happened to Angela? Angela and Tony. Weren't they in this season? Angela and Tony.
Maybe they come out later, because this is a particularly long season. It was only 7 episodes for season 1, I believe. And so this is like 50 some episodes, 56 episodes maybe.
Did they just not have anything to go on at this point yet? They didn't have enough
Maybe he's still locked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I was just like because I was reading some stuff and I'm like, where the fuck is Angela?
There's 53 episodes in season 2. So my guess is they'll be back this season.
Yeah.
He said he's never been in a situation like this, which is not surprising because he's been in prison for so long. He hasn't been in most situations. But
I'm going to say this isn't going to be the last one, though. This isn't going to be the last time he's in this situation. There was a speculation, and I forget if we talked about this, but Lizzie and had said at one point in some press that Michael was in her daughter Jasmine's DMs at some point. Mm-hmm.
I believe that. Michael tells Megan that he has something to tell her, and that is where this episode wraps up.
Yeah.
Who is your VIP for this week?
Well, I guess I'm going to go with Michael's mom because, I mean, although I don't agree with her not telling Sarah, I see her getting furious. But the reason why I'm making her MVP is that she actually looked Sarah in the face and told her that she's a good woman and that she recognizes what she's done while Michael has been in prison.
Mine is for Sam for telling Matt to get his life together.
Good old Sam.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, oh babe, now that's validation. We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, don't mess up, I said, bet. Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said, don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.